Yo! What's up, everybody? It's Superfly Fat Guy 859 coming at you again. Alright, so I'm coming at you with a knife video for my buddy Yo-Yo Glock 4. Now, Yo-Yo Glock 4 is predominantly a gun guy, okay? So when I did my review on the Kershaw Nerve, he asked me some questions about edges, okay, and what edges mean what. And I told him, I was like, it's way too much to explain, so I'll just do a video for you. So I have a couple examples of different grinds, and I'm going to try to explain them to the best of my knowledge because I was there at one point too, and this is going to be a shout out, and I will put a link down below to my good buddy Centric77. When I started on YouTube, started getting back into knives and actually trying to learn some things, that dude was astronomical, was an instrumental to me learning what I've learned. He always took the time to explain shit to me, so that's why I'm always eager to explain things to other people when they don't know. So here's what I drew a couple pictures, so excuse my shitty shitty drawing. The first one is the hollow grind. And you had asked what that was. Okay, that's what it looks like. That is what a hollow grind looks like. It looks just like two curves coming together to meet at a point. Now the grind, you see how this has got a hollow grind. It's the Buck Bantam. And okay, so the grind starts right below where you see Buck. The grind starts at that line right there, and it goes down. And I don't know that, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this or not. But that grind that's under that mark right there, going down to the edge, is that shape. Just like I showed you here. It's this shape. Okay? And that just means that it's a hollow grind. It's just a particular shape of the grind as they grind it down. You can usually feel it because it feels like two little ramps on either side of the blade. So you just run your fingers down and it kind of feels like, like it's ramping or it's ramping up rather. You can go either way, but it feels like a ramp, like a a skateboard ramp or something. So if you took like two skateboard ramps and put them back to back, and they kind of go down like that, that's what a hollow grind looks like. The next one that I'm going to tell you about is a Scandi grind. Now this is a little kind of a poopy picture there, but you get the idea. And a Scandi grind is predominantly used on these Mora knives. Now you can see there the grind starts about, I don't know, 3/5 of the way down the blade, and then it goes straight to a Scandi grind. A Scandi grind is also known as a V grind, and it is just that. It is ground on either side. Let me see. Here we go. Ground on either side perfectly to make a V in the middle. Now, I'll explain to you a couple. I'll explain to you something else here in a second, but yeah. So the next one we have is a full flat grind, which is just what it sounds like. Here's the Paramilitary 2 by Spyderco. As you can see, there is no grind line there, okay? You see how on the Buck Bantam rather, there's this is hard to do. There's that grind line right there. Okay, there's none on this knife because this is a full flat grind. So that means from the spine to the edge is just one continuous grind all the way down. Okay. Now the next one, I don't have a full convex grind to show you, but it's just that a convex grind can be a half grind or well, I guess this is like 2/5 grind, but a convex can be like the full convex, just like this is a full flat grind. There can be a full convex grind where the whole blade has that what can we call that, like an upside down teep. Well, it's the reverse of a hollow grind, really. The convex is the reverse of a hollow. You see what I mean? So, and the whole blade can look like any of these. I've never seen a full hollow grind, but I'm sure that I'm sure that it can make it. Now, what I want to get to is, now, even though you have all of these grinds, you can also have what's called, okay, that's the bevel, the edge, the very edge, the cutting edge of the blade is the bevel. Now, you can have a secondary bevel. So, like on the Mora, you can have a Scandi grind, and although it's so small, I don't know if they zero these or not. But anyway, you can put micro bevels on knives, so that even though it's a Scandi grind, they'll go back and they'll put the edge on the knife with a they'll put a bevel on it. Now you can do a micro bevel. You can have a full flat grind with a convex edge. Okay, so you can have the full flat grind like I showed you, but the edge, the bevel, the edge can be that bowl-shaped convex. And you can also have, like this, the Buck Bantam here. Even though it's a hollow grind, technically the edge is a Scandi edge because it's a V edge. Okay, even though it's a hollow grind all the way to the edge, if you see that the edge, how it's it's shining there, that's that bevel, and that bevel is it's made into a point. You know what I mean? And so technically, this is a hollow grind with a Scandi edge because it's got that grind to a point, and it's not hollow at all. It's actually it's a hollow grind, but it's got a point that goes or it's got that V ground bevel. So you can have a grind, but the bevel will be something different. For instance, the GI Customs backpacker that I've shown, I don't know if when he retouched it, I don't know if he did the same thing, but that's a full flat grind knife with a convex edge. Okay, Gavco, if you guys follow Gavco, he usually does full height convex edges, which means the whole grind, like I showed you, is all one big convex edge, okay, from spine to edge. And then, like I said, you can have variations of different ones. You can have a Scandi grind with a micro bevel on it. You can have a full flat grind. I guess I'll just keep showing you this here. You can have a full flat grind with a convex edge like the backpacker. You can have a full flat grind with a Scandi edge. You can have, I don't know if hollow grinds come as an edge. I'm not entirely sure. You can also have a zero edge where you don't have a bevel. It like a full flat grind from here all the way down. There's no bevel. It just goes straight into the edge, and that's called a zero edge, I think. So even, brother, I mean, look how long I've been in the knives and been here on YouTube and all the videos and shit that I've watched. And even now, sometimes I'm not 100% certain on what certain things are, but that's the best way that I can explain it to you, brother. Right there is that's a hollow, that's a Scandi, full flat, and convex. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I think that I explained everything correctly, but then again, I could be wrong. I might have this backed up too, or messed up too, because I'm not a professional when it comes to edges either. But I figured I'd give you what I know, brother. So anyway, guys, like I said, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And everybody, take her easy.